How's everybody doing today? Good, good. This is a story about context, so here we go. So my name of my story is called Deaf to Hello World, Hello to Mousetrap. Very important here. We want to talk about how we teach all the things that Doc talk about and also Maurizio. And so I'm going to base the story off of my son who's in the audience over here. And he's going to represent the dangerous, cute panda that's over here on this wall. And so how this story takes place is that he has a PlayStation. He's very interested in GTA, which is Grand Theft Auto, which now you can buy money in Grand Theft Auto. So I tell my son, don't buy money. It's a hustle, right? Don't spend my money and buy digital money because you can't do anything with that, right? And so I want to impress upon him how important that is. And so he doesn't listen. So we discuss. And so then I tell him, hey, this is not what you want to do with my money, especially my money, right? And so because he doesn't listen, he proceeds to spend my money, right? As we know he should. He can't resist the GTA money and being fancy on GTA, right? So now my son is living the biggest life in GTA you could possibly live. He's got apartments, he's got cars, he's got clothes, he's got a digital closet that he can change clothes in. And so now I'm getting these things on my watch. And so now, because we had a discussion, right, I don't check it. And so every time you buy something free, I get a buzz. And so now I'm numb to alerts. Everybody knows about numb to alerts because my alerts are not winning. Now I'm pissed, right? I find out he's spending money, and now we have to have another discussion, and I'm taking his PlayStation. Hence, now we have to figure out how much money he spent over the past year. This is the mousetrap. Right? Set up the story. This is how I'm going to make him figure out how he's going to sort through my emails, find out and pull out the information, the data, to then tell me how much he spent over the last 6 months. And so now, when I did the search, he spent $1,000. Oh my God. If I could go back to this previous slide, I'm still pissed. You understand that? And so now I go through anger, disbelief, and now, but it's an opportunity, right, for me to teach him, my son who knows nothing about computers, well, I'll take that back. He knows a lot about computers, but nothing about Kubernetes or whatever, all these things that these guys talked about. But I'm going to teach him how to use the internet to figure out how to get his butt out of trouble. Now he has context, and he has a reason to understand why this blueprint is going to help him, right, get out of trouble. And this is a good opportunity to teach what we're going to learn this week, because now I have context to understand. Now I want to save my butt, and I have to now get my anvil, and he doesn't know that Acme actually builds a lot of things, right? And so now he has a bit of context to understand why these technologies and where to put them in this plan that you see on the board here. That then is going to save his butt. And so what we want to do with these tools, and he has no idea who this guy is on the board, right? He needs to MacGyver his way out of this situation. He has used a little bit of knowledge that he has and a little bit in the knowledge that I've given him to figure out how to go into my email, extract the data, and then put it into a spreadsheet. Was he successful? Oh, but he was, right? What he was able to do was extract the information and then tell me, Dad, 6 months of that $1,000 you approved. I only spent $300 of my unauthorized money. What's my point here is that when you have context, all these things that the Doc and Maurizio talked about becomes clear as to how to use them and the end result. So as we talk about, you take a training class and you're going to talk about Hello World. Hello World has no context. Sometimes you, as a professional, come to these conferences and you have your own context. But if you're teaching kids, if you're teaching young adults how to use these technologies, then we need to give them context. And so what I'll talk about in a second here is that if we want to teach the kids and young engineers how to use these technologies that we're developing today, right, and using today, we want to set them in an environment where I may be wanting to grow oysters and put IoT things in the water and take sensors and get this information and then send it to the cloud to do something with it. And if I have that context, it makes all of this stuff that we're talking about interesting. And it gives me a path to learn and place these things in a plan, like you see here on the board, right? The coyote is always trying to get the roadrunner, and he always had a plan, and that anvil was placed in a specific place to do a specific thing. And so when we're talking about these these technologies, right, be sure to context and Mousetrap with me, right? And share your systems, because we need systems to make these technologies make sense. Thank you very much.